Pazo was the next thing that opened. It opened in December of 2004. There was a machine shop that I saw get destroyed down the street from Charleston during Isabel in September 2003. Just got completely flooded out. And it was a very cool old building that kind of reminded me of this weird northern Spanish architectural form, Galician form, called Pazo. And it was sort of like open to a river. You'd have to, I guess it's not a, well, it's Pazo's what's on the screen. So there's this huge soaring space. It's like 65-foot ceilings and all this sort of business, and big clerestory windows and wood beams. The building was built in 1880, and so it's these giant old trees kind of holding up the ceiling in this place, and all these windows. And I really kind of wanted to build something that was something of a movie set. It was almost like a real sense of theater, like the soundtrack was going to be a big deal. And then people could kind of snack and play and behave and misbehave and also, dine, just kind of live in this space. And so we did that in 2004. And I thought and I hoped that would be popular. And when it opened, it went bananas. And about a month after it opened, we had lines going out the door, and we had to control it every night. And it was a pretty wild thing. I don't know that I'd heard from enough people in the city and never seen anything like this. Either the vibe in the place or like the draw that it immediately was. And so, of course, a month after the place opens, I was telling Carly, my assistant, this building's right across from Godelski, where I went and got a heart valve replaced about a month after the restaurant opened, across the street. And the restaurant was so popular and so nuts when it opened up. I was maybe 2 weeks out of the hospital, standing there on the door. Absolutely, it's like, if I can just make it 6 hours standing here, just to sort out the door, because just the Tetris of figuring out people coming in the door and how to make it work in the room was kind of a wild thing. But I didn't realize I was going to come over to this talk and get the willies coming down the street. Anyway, wasn't quite sure where this building was. So then, doing Mediterranean food, doing especially northern Spanish food and some southern Italian food at Pazo, it started to get me to go back to Italy to taste more wine-wise. And as I went through the regions, I learned more and more of the cooking. There at, your rival school across town, Hopkins, there are a bunch of Italian neuroscientists and neurosurgeons who are good friends and who always hassled me, there's no real Italian food in this city, there's no real Italian food in this city. Like what, and they're all from Verona, they're all from the north, and they're like, no, there's just, it's pure, Pugliese stuff or Campanile stuff. There's no really interesting, serious cooking from the north. So Cinghiale opened September 21st, 2007. And Cinghiale means wild boar in Italian, in case you did not know. And that is right across the street from Charleston, to make my life a little more simple. And so that is the fourth of the restaurants to open, and then opened a wine shop last December in Annapolis, not very cleverly called Bin 201 as opposed to Bin 604. Because in the People's Republic of Maryland, you cannot use the same name twice for a liquor license holding establishment.